Welcome to the Brevard College softball field on the campus of Brevard College. Huntington and Brevard softball underway. We apologize. We had some technical difficulties earlier, had a big storm here yesterday, and some Wi-Fi issues as a result. We're going to do our best to bring you the action despite those conditions from a technical standpoint, but beautiful conditions from a weather standpoint. Ideal today on Sunday after the big storm yesterday. 5-0 your score. Huntington on top, scored 5 runs in that top of the first. A 3 RBI double by Anna Vaughn. Also on a stolen base play, Vaughn ended up scoring on a throwing error, and Lewis later scored on an error as well, so a couple of those runs via error, but the big 3-run double by Vaughn. And then Tornadoes got a couple base runners going, but unable to cash in with any. Huntington batted around in the top of that first inning, and Michaela McCoy, the senior, will go back to work and lays down. A bunt there is laid down by Stakanowicz, and Emily White picked it up, but the speedy Stakanowicz able to get the bunt single. Runner on first for the Hawks. Now batting. So a couple early defensive changes for the Tornadoes. Savannah Jones now playing second base. She'll bat in the 4 hole. And Caitlin Olive now the new first baseman. She'll bat in the 8 hole as McCoy strikes out New Straighton. That brings up Vines. Now batting number 27, Hannah Vines. So we'll head to the bottom of the second. Your score, Huntington. So the pitcher, Michaela McCoy, will lead off for the Tornadoes here in bottom of inning number 2. A 5-0 advantage for the visitors from Huntington as McCoy fouls that off. Appreciate you trying to hang with us here despite some technical difficulties. We had a big storm here yesterday and experiencing some internet connectivity issues, but appreciate you hanging in with us as we try to bring you this double header here. Pitch there off the plate. Ball 1. So 1-1 the call. And the pitch. Grounded to short. And 6-3 on the putout for out number 1. Now batting for your Tornadoes, designated player number 17, Mackenzie. So Mackenzie Rice in the DP position. Batting in the 7th hole. By the way, Caitlin Olive on deck. She was a defensive substitution that last half inning as first pitch swinging Rice and handled by the Hawks third baseman for out number 2. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the first baseman, number 32, Caitlin Olive. So 2 outs here, bottom of inning number 2. Huntington with a 5-0 advantage, scored 5 runs in that top of the first. First pitch called, strike 1. And the pitch. Olive lifts this to left field, and that's going to be out number 2. Check that third out of the inning. So end of the inning, we'll head to the top of the 3rd. Your score, Huntington 5, Brevard 0. And a pace of play warning there. So McCoy will now go back to work here against Vaughn, who drives that to center field for a base hit. Bring up Lydia Lewis, runner at first for the Hawks. Now batting number 9, Lydia Lewis. So runner on first. Nolan fouls that towards the Tornado dugout, out of play. So strike one to Nolan. Nolan then fouls that back for strike two. And the 0-2. High, ball one. Huntington jumped on top 5-0 in the top of the first. Neither team has scored since that initial output. This is driven to center past Jocelyn Falkers, and that's going to be an RBI double for Nolan as the pinch runner McIntyre comes in to score. And now a 6-0 lead for the Hawks. Now batting number 35, Caitlin Caffey. So that'll bring up Caitlin Caffey, starting first baseman for the Hawks. And the pitch from McCoy. Called strike one, so McCoy gets ahead of Caffey. Runner on second after the RBI double by Nolan. And the pitch. Fouled back, strike two. The right side of the infield, there was a defensive change for the Tornadoes, so Olive is now playing first base and Savannah Jones at second base for the Tornadoes. Rogers, your catcher, White, your third baseman, Hannah, the shortstop. That pitch just misses, ball one. Outfield from right to left for the Tornadoes. Hyatt, Falkers, and Franks. 1-2 the count with one out. McCoy checks her signal, and that pitch just misses low and outside. 2-2 the count. Caitlin Caffey, the batter for the Hawks. On deck, Haley League. This is driven past White and then past Hannah at short, and then advancing to second on the throw was Caffey, and add another run for the Hawks. Now up 7-0. That'll bring up Haley League. Now batting number 19, Haley League. So the Hawks able to add 2 more runs here in the 3rd inning. Still just 1 out here in inning number 3. And Hawks already with a 7-0 advantage in the run column. That pitch off the plate. Ball 3. So hitters count for Haley League. And meanwhile, a stolen base on the play. Caffey able to take 3rd. And Tornadoes are going to talk things over here, try to get settled. Down 7-0. And the pitch from McCoy. Called strike there. So 3-1 the count to Haley League. McCoy winds up, pitches. League with the grounder to second. That's going to score another run. 2 outs now. On the ground out RBI. Cut into that deficit here as first pitch swinging is Hyatt. And out at first, 1-3 on the putout. Well, back to the top of the order we go with Taylor Hanna. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the shortstop, number 10, Taylor Hanna. So Hanna, 1 out. Bottom of inning number 3, bases empty for the Tornadoes. The pitch, off the plate, ball 1. And the 1-0. If the inning continues, Emily White is in the hole. And the pitch. Grounded to right field for a base hit for Hanna, so runner on board, and that'll bring up Jocelyn Falkers. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the center fielder, number 13, Jocelyn Falkers. So an opportunity here with the Tornadoes in base runner at first base. The speedy That pitch in the dirt. Hannah thought about hustling over to second for a moment, but then saw the catcher, Haley League, corral that softball in and probably smartly decided to stay at first base. (2-0) the count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss there, fouled back. 2-1. Swing and a miss there, so 2-2 the count. And the pitch in the dirt, ball 3. So it's turned into a compelling at-bat here for Jocelyn Falkers against Melton, the starting pitcher for the Hawks. Softly hit line drive there, then trying to double up Hannah, so it'll be out number 2. And that'll bring up Emily White. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the third baseman, number 12, Emily White. So Emily White will now go to work here, but 2 outs. Runner still on first, which is Hannah. And the pitch. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. Nasty pitch from Melton. (0-2) now the count as Melton once again able to get White to chase that pitch outside low the location. And the 0-2 fouled back. Count will remain 0-2. Just joining us, Huntington with an 8-0 lead. 5 runs in the first, 3 in the third. And the pitch. White gives this a drive to deep left field and a home run for Emily White, a 2-run blast to left field. Touch 'em all. That's a home run for Emily White. So Emily White with a 2-run blast to left field. Just driven out of this ballpark. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the second baseman, number 2, Savannah Jones. Piece of hitting there from White. A sharply hit line drive to left field. As Savannah Jones now drives that to left field as well, but that'll be out number 3. But the Tornadoes able to get on the board thanks to the White 2-run home run. Your score at the end of 3, Huntington 8, Brevard 2. Tornado was able to get on the board thanks to an Emily White 2-run home run. First pitch swinging's Bauer. White with a quick play defensively. So coming right off the home run, White nicely done there on the defensive end, and out number 1. Now batting number 10, Emily Newstraden. So that'll bring up Emily Newstraden, 3-hole hitter. First pitch swinging's Newstraden, and she lines that to left field for a base hit. So runner on board for the Hawks here, bottom of inning number 4. That'll bring up Hannah Vines. Now batting number 27, Hannah Vines. So Michaela McCoy will go back to work in the circle here. 1 out, top of inning number 4 at first. And Vines first pitch swinging and at first. And Vines first pitch swinging and nicely done there by Brittany Franks in left field for out number 2. I'll bring up Anna Vaughn. Now batting number 24, Anna Vaughn. Vaughn, the 5-hole hitter, plays second base for the Hawks. And the pitch from McCoy. Fouled back, out of play, strike 1. And the 0-1. High, ball 1. One the count, 2 outs, runner at first. And the pitch. Just misses there. Vaughn very disciplined to lay off that pitch from McCoy. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And that pitch, able to find the outside part of the plate, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Huntington 8, Brevard 2 here in the 4th inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader. And the pitch, high, ball 3. On deck, Lydia Lewis. Anna Vaughn at the plate. Full count, McCoy versus Vaughn. And the pitch from McCoy. Called strike. Vaughn thought she had ball 4, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th with your score, Huntington 8, Brevard 2. That pitch across the plate, strike one. That pitch outside. Brittany Franks, the senior, one of 4 seniors honored last week. Grounder to second for out number 1. That'll bring up Michaela McCoy. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the pitcher, number 7, Michaela McCoy. McCoy fouls that off. First pitch swing, McCoy, and it'll land well out of play. Mackenzie Rice on deck for the Tornadoes. Designated player in this game 1 of this doubleheader. McCoy then lifts this to left. Ball traveled a long way, but plays made there by Lewis in left field for out number 2. That'll bring up Mackenzie Rice. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the designated player, number 17, Mackenzie Rice. News Caitlin Olive awaits on deck. And the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Grounder to third, and that'll be out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for the Huntington Hawks and Lauren Melton. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Huntington 8, Brevard 2. So Lydia Lewis will lead things off for the Huntington Hawks here in the top of inning number 5. Huntington with an 8-2 advantage. Huntington with 5 runs in that first inning. 3 more in the third, scoring for Brevard. First pitch swing in there, and nice play shortstop Taylor Hanna and also first baseman Caitlin Olive to retire Nolan. Check that, retire Lewis. Here's Nolan. Now batting number 34, Annie Nolan. So Nolan the batter with one out. Top of inning number 5. Beautiful spring day here. It wasn't softball weather yesterday, that's for sure. A stormy Saturday. In fact, they had to push the start time of this game back an hour to repair the field after the heavy rains. But everything looks like it's up and running nicely on this Sunday afternoon. Fly out there to shallow center field, handled by Jocelyn Falkers for out number 2. That'll bring up Caitlin Caffey. Now batting number 35, Caitlin Caffey. Caffey, the 8-hole hitter, plays first base for the Hawks. And Michaela McCoy, after 2 quick outs, see if she can get out number 3 here in the top of the 5th. First pitch low, ball 1. McCoy's catcher, Serena Rogers. Wind starting to pick up here at the BC Softball Complex. And the pitch. Driven to short. Hannah's on the scene, and a 1-2-3 inning for the Tornadoes in the top of the 5th. We'll head to the bottom of inning number 5. Your score, Huntington 8, Brevard 2. So Caitlin Olive will lead off for the Tornadoes here in the circle for the Huntington Hawks. Two-0 the count to Olive. Beth Hyatt awaits on deck first for the Tornadoes, and that'll bring up Beth Hyatt. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the right fielder, number 5, Beth Hyatt. So an opportunity here for the Tornadoes. Base runner at first after the 4-pitch walk, perhaps. And looks like she did. She blast that and then doubled off first was Olive. So a double play, so 2 outs now, just like that. And the base runner nullified. That'll bring up Taylor Hanna. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the shortstop, number 10, Taylor Hanna. So tough break there for the Tornadoes. Hyatt struck that ball hard, but handled quickly by Nolan, the third base. That's fouled away, so the count will run to 1-2. And the pitch. This will be just out of the reach of Vaughn. The second baseman traveled a long way in foul territory to try to make that play, but just out of the reach of Vaughn. So the at-bat will continue. Fouled off again, same part of the park. As Hannah continues to stay alive here versus Melton. Tornadoes fell behind 8-0 until an Emily White home run, as that's driven over the outstretched arms of the shortstop for a base hit, and base runner at first. That'll bring up Jocelyn Falkers. Now batting through Tornadoes, center fielder number 13, Jocelyn Falkers. So Falkers now with an opportunity with the base runner at first in the form of Taylor Hanna. First pitch swinging's Falkers. And in that same part of the foul territory where Hannah placed one, just out of the reach of left fielder, third baseman, and shortstop for the Hawks. Oh, 1 the count now to Jocelyn Falkers. Falkers fouls that off, so 0-2 the count. White, the Tornado who hit the home run a couple innings back, awaits on deck if the inning continues. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first, that's Taylor Hanna. At the plate, Jocelyn Falkers. Lauren Melton with the pitch. And swing and a miss there, strike 3, so a base runner is stranded, and we'll head to the top of the 6th with your score, Huntington 8, Brevard 2. So Haley League will lead off for the Huntington Hawks here, top of inning number 6. And the pitch from McCoy. Called strike to League. League, the starting catcher for the Huntington Hawks. Fouled back, strike 2. Oh, 2 the count here in the 6th. That off-speed pitch, a lot of movement missing. 1-2. And the pitch. Fouled away towards the Patton track here on the campus of Brevard College. Hitting the home stretch for the spring semester at Brevard College. Just a couple weeks from graduation. This, the regular season finale for the Tornadoes softball team. Tennis with its season finale today as well. Baseball with action this week at LaGrange today. And the pitch off the plate. Full count. Men's lacrosse will have its senior day on Tuesday. (3-2) the count. And the pitch from McCoy. Just misses there, ball 4, so a walk. And back to the top of the order we go. Now batting number 00, Brooks Stefanikowicz. Was Bauer, so now runners on the corners. 8-2 the score, so tenuous situation here. Now batting number 10, Emily Newstraden. So runners at first and third. Top of inning number 6. 1 out. (1-0) the count. And the pitch. Grounder to short. That's going to be out number 2, but a run will score on the play. So ground out RBI for Newstraden. And now a 9-2 lead for the Hawks. Now batting number 27, Hannah Vines for the Hawks. That's Emma Bauer. And the pitch from McCoy. Tried to slap that down the third base line, bounces foul. Finds the cleanup hitter for the Hawks. Huntington 10, Brevard 2. Back in the bottom of the third. Go back to work here. First pitch ball. So 1-0 the count to White. White then fouls that back. 1-1. One-two the count to White. Huntington 10, Brevard 2 here in the bottom of the sixth. Senior Emily White at the plate. That pitch off. First pitch to Franks, called strike. Mellon has been effective, limiting the Tornadoes to just 2 runs, all via the home run from Emily White. Backer to Melton, tries to make the force out at second, safe all the way around. And looks like we'll have a bit of an injury delay here, make sure everybody's okay. So runners first and second with 1 out. Comebacker to Melton. She turned around, tried to make that play at second base. And so White will be the base runner at second. Franks, the base runner at first. So good to see. Looks like everybody's healthy after that play, and we'll get back going here. Runners first and second. Kayla McCoy at the plate for the Tornadoes. Now batting for your Tornadoes, the pitcher, number 7, Michaela McCoy. So base runner at second is Emily White. Base runner at first is Brittany Franks. Both seniors, and senior at the plate, Michaela McCoy. Those 3, along with Allie Grace Hartman, celebrated 1 week ago. A senior day ceremony right here at the BC softball field. And the pitch. Fouled off. So 1-1 the count. With 1 out here, bottom of inning number 6. Mackenzie Rice on deck. Michaela McCoy, your batter. Lauren Melton, the pitcher. And the pitch from Melton, a wicked breaking ball. And McCoy swings through it for strike 2. One, two, the count with one out. And the pitch. Fouled away. Ball travels a long way. Pulled foul, however. But McCoy seemed to have seen that one effectively. Now she gets settled in the batter's box. Right foot. McCoy lifts this to center field, and that's going to be out number 2. That'll bring up Mackenzie Rice. Now batting for Tornadoes, the designated player, number 17, Mackenzie Rice. So Mackenzie Rice will go to work here. Runners first and second, 2 outs. Bottom of inning number 6. 10-2 your score. And the pitch from Melton. Grounder to third. And that'll be out number 3, and that'll also be the ball game via the run rule. So at the end of 6, your final score, 10-2 Huntington. Your final score, game number 1 of this doubleheader, Huntington 10, Brevard 2. Stick around, game number 2 coming up shortly. So Huntington able to win this game 10-2. They jumped ahead early with the 5-0 lead at the end of 1. Added 3 more runs in the 3rd inning. And then were able to earn the run rule here with a 10-2 win after 6 innings. The lone scoring for the Tornadoes came on a 2-run homer by Emily White. Thanks for joining us. This was game 1 of this doubleheader between Brevard and Huntington.